How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to the channel. Woo! Yeah, sorry I haven't posted anything for a while. I got a 1 year old and work and life, and it happens, you know. But anyway, today I'm going to be working on my 383. But before we get started on that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see all the stupid stuff I do. I'd appreciate it, like a lot. But anywho, here we go. Alright, so where we left off with this thing was like way back sometime last year. And I was trying to get this little oil feed line out that ended up breaking off into it. Well, I got it out. It was a pain in the ass, but I got it. Now, the fun thing that we got to do is clean this block all up. Because as you can see, I did a lot of kind of cleaning up and stuff to it already, but there's still some dirt and grime in there. So what we're going to do is get some engine degreaser and go and spray her all down and just hit it with the pressure washer. Alright, so now that we got the block all nice and clean, oh, there it is, we are going to start putting it all together. But first, we got to dry her all out, because, she's still a little wet, and I do not want surface rust. Perfect! Alright, well, now that it's all dry, I'm going to go and just spray it down with some WD-40 quick, so no more surface rust, I guess. Woo! Oh yeah, she's steaming a little bit. Alright, let's go. Throw some more WD-40 on there. Alright. And I'm going to call that good for now. So, I'll let this thing cool off for a bit. I got a couple more things I got to do. And then I'll go and throw the bearings in it and we can drop the crank in. Alright, so it's been a couple days since I left off with this. But anyways, I had to get a couple more things like bearings and all that fun stuff. So, I got the new crank bearings halfway in at least. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to go and put the crank in there and go and plastic gauge it just to make sure everything's okay so I don't run into, the same situation I ran into before. We're going to make sure everything's at least all hunky-dory for the most part. And go from there. Oh, this thing's heavy. Oh, you just got to be gentle dropping this thing in. There we go. Alright, so I'm a little impatient. So I'm just bringing it down with this right here. Not fully giving it all the ugga-duggas, but just enough to bring it down so I'm not sitting there forever just wrenching it away. So what you want to do now is you want to go and cut off a little piece about the width of what you want to measure. But make sure your crank is all torqued into spec. Don't put assembly lube on it yet because you'll just make a big mess. So don't move your crank because it could damage your bearings and everything. But yeah, cut yourself off a little piece of this, and then you go and torque the bearing cap onto spec, and then you'll get your accurate measurement of what clearance you have. All right, see the little green strip right there? Just go set that right there. That's good enough. Then we'll get the cap, which is right here. Go and set this down. Try to do it as evenly as possible so you don't fuck up the plastic gauge. There. Now we'll start cranking it down to 70 foot-pounds. There we go. There's 70. There's 70. Okay. And now we'll undo that. Alright, I'll be gentle. There we go. That looks alright. See? And there we go. So now we'll go and see the width of what this is. Yep, that's about 0.002. And 0.002 is right where we need to be. It's a little on the tighter side, but it's still like right at the beginning of where it needs to be spec-wise, because I think when I looked it up, it was between 0.002 and 0.0065 is where the range where you could be in. So we're a bit on the tighter side, but still within spec, good to go. Oh, and when you're doing this, make sure you clean up all this stuff off of here, because this could get into your oil ports and then clog it up, and bad things. Not good. Engines need oil. They don't like running without oil. And then from there on, it's pretty much a rinse and repeat cycle. Just go and crank this down to spec, and then you go to this one, you go and take it off, put a piece of plastic gauge in there, do the same thing all over and over again. Okay, so now that we got that all taken care of, I'm going to go and take these caps off and then just dump all the assembly lube on it and start building her up. Everything. Ooh. Oh, nice black. So put a nice, good layer in here. And then moving on to the next one. And then the next one. Probably shouldn't have the oil holes covered, but whatever. I'll take care of that in a little bit. And there we go. Alright, so now we're going to go and drop in the crank again. And there we go. On the crank. See, good enough. You can spread it out with your finger, or like me, whoops, there goes the lube. Just slap the caps on and it'll spread itself out. Alright, now we're gonna go and snug these bolts down. And probably start in the middle, work your way out. Go snug that. Snug-ish. Yeah, everyone's out enjoying their project cars and their motorcycles, and then there's me. I'm in the garage building mine. There. Now, these are all snug enough. We'll go through and torque them to the actual spec. Alright, now do the outer bolts. Nope, these are 60 pounds, not 70 like the middle ones. I'm just gonna double check them all. There. There. And now, crank is in. Let's see if she spins. Oh yeah. Like butter. But don't go and start just going nuts with it, because you don't want to wear out that assembly lube. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is shove the cam in it. Well, at this point I could either see shoving the pistons in it or the cam. And the pistons that I am going to be putting in it are kind of dirty at the moment. So I'm going to bring those to work, throw them in the parts washer quick, and hopefully have them all nice and clean. So when I shove them in the engine, they'll be nice and clean. So that pretty much leaves me to the cam. This cam I got a swap meet, and as you can guess, it's used. And you're probably thinking, Andrew, you dumbass, why are you putting a used cam in your engine? Well, because I'm cheap. I got a good deal on it. And I've gone over this cam probably half a dozen times to see if there's anything wrong. And I did find something wrong, but honestly, it's irrelevant to my setup. Right here on the lobe for the fuel pump on the old Chevy small blocks, it does have like this weird divot. Like it was wearing super unevenly. And so there's a groove in it. But I am going to be running an electric fuel pump on my car. So honestly, I think I'll be alright. But I've gone through all the lobes. All the other lobes look fine. I don't see any cracks or any funky wear on it, so honestly, screw it. And if the lobe goes flat later on, then I'll buy a new cam. But for now, kind of on a strict budget, so used cam it is. Oh, a little about this cam. It's a comp cam. It's got 555 intake, 555 exhaust, so it's gonna sound lumpy. I hope. So, yeah, here we go. Alright, so what you're going to want to do now is just lube this whole thing up. Like everything. You're going to want to lube up where these are going to be sitting in the cam bearings. You're going to want to lube up these where they're going to be on the rockers. Just everything. Just smother it. And back here where the distributor goes or locks in and all that fun stuff. Yeah, get it? Just cover it all. More lube the better. And then you just work her all in. Just just rub it in there. And go to the other side. Just add a lot more. And even throw some more up where you already got it. And you just go to town. There. Now she's all nice and lubed-ish. Oh, forgot a spot. There we go. And now, just go in. And now you find a bolt or something. You just stick it in the end of this and you kind of use that to help give you leverage in putting it in. Which I'm going to find now. Okay, so best thing I could find. Yeah, it'll work. But one thing I've noticed, this assembly lube stinks. Like, remember when you were a little kid and you went to grandma's house and she had stuff from like the 1940s, 50s? It had that really weird, musty, old smell, I guess. That's what this assembly lube smells like. It smells like grandma's house. It's weird. Anywho, time to shove it in. You gotta be gentle with it. Like, don't just go and cram it in there, because you don't want to screw up your bearings. And, oh, we're in. And you just kind of, you can go by feel, or you could flip the engine around and actually see what you're doing, but you know, that would be too easy. Oh, there you go. Oh, one more. Oh. And I think I'm gonna have to, come on. Put my hand down into a cylinder. Just kind of work it a little bit, maybe. Oh, yep. Oh, yep. Come on. And come on. Oh, there we go. She's in. Woo! Now we'll go take that out. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, so I think I'm going to call it a night. I got to find one of these little retainers to keep the cam in place. And I think I'm going to end up tearing another engine apart to get one. Because I don't want to spend, I don't know, the $5 or $10 to actually buy one. But anyways, that's it. If you like what you see, smash that subscribe button, because it would help me out a lot. I got to kind of boost up my subscribers a bit. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you actually made it this far, there will be a part 2 and probably a part 3 and so on until this thing is complete and in my crappy piece of crap Camaro. So anyways, see you later everyone. Thanks for watching.